So everyone in the boxing community who's not under a rock knows the PBC has hooked up with Amazon Prime. And according to Mike Carpenter, the first year, they're supposed to do 12 to 14 events. And some of these are pay-per-view events. And some of these are Prime Video fights. They're just Prime Video fights. And Gervonta Davis is supposed to be the first up in March. This article is from the #1 PBC fanboy in America, Boxing News' one and only Chris Williams. Now, if this is true, Gervonta Davis is going to be the first one up in March. And we kind of got an idea who he's going to fight. He's not going to fight no Teofimo Lopez. It's more than likely going to be Isaac Cruz the first time out. And you know, Gervonta Davis fans get upset that I talk about Gervonta Davis like I do. And I'm very critical of him because he's very talented. And I hear he's the best in the division, but I want to see it, okay? We see Devin Haney taking on Regis Prograis. We see Teofimo offering Cibril Matias a unification match. We see Gervonta Davis fighting Isaac Cruz. The only way for sure we're going to know if Gervonta Davis is the best at the 135-pound weight limit is if he fights the best at 135. Eye test alone doesn't do it for me. Now the second part of this is we're supposed to get the Terence Crawford, Errol Spence fight. It was supposed to be in December, then they moved it to February. Then I heard reports it's going to be in March. But if Tank Davis is fighting in March, when is Terence Crawford and Errol Spence going to fight? And it doesn't sound like the PBC has the same budget they had at other networks. So I don't see them putting 2 pay-per-views in March. And Goodfellow Sports TV, shout out to Goodfellow Sports TV, he had a good theory on this, that Al Heyman does not have the money to pay Spence and Crawford for the rematch. Let me rephrase that. Al Heyman has his own money, but he doesn't have enough money in the budget to do the rematch. I mean, it's been estimated Spence and Crawford are going to make $15 to $25 million each on the rematch, which is a financial bloodbath, because the rematch is not going to be as successful as the first fight, because what happened in the first fight, it was a one-sided beatdown. And this could be the reason why Terence Crawford's name is in the hat for the Canelo sweepstakes. Now, I had a comment in one of my previous videos. I don't remember everything the guy said, but he says basically, I don't have the same energy for Terence Crawford only wanting to fight Canelo. And obviously, this is a guy that never listened to my videos, because I wanted Terence Crawford, if he stayed at 147, to fight Boots. If he's going to move up to 154, I wanted him to fight Tim Tszyu. I always thought Benavidez should have the next crack at Canelo Alvarez. I thought it would go Jamal in May and then Benavidez in September. But it seems like they're going a different direction, because if Tank fights in March, Spence and Crawford is not going to happen in March. And who knows? The biggest fight for me is Benavidez and Canelo. But the biggest fight in the boxing world is Canelo versus Crawford. So will the PBC try to pull off the Crawford-Canelo fight in May instead of Jamal, and plan the Spence and Crawford rematch in late fall? Again, it's not a fight I want to see. Crawford and Canelo is not a fight I want to see, but it's financially a better fight for the PBC than the Crawford and Spence rematch. Because if the PBC had it their way, they wouldn't have this rematch, but these guys are under contract. But we'll see what happens, because Canelo is supposed to sit down with Al Heyman and his team to iron out what they're going to do next. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beasy, I'm gone.